Welcome, guys. Had quite a few days of rain here, and taking the opportunity to pick up all these rocks that I've had along here that were in the field, and then we had to pick up all the rocks along this fence way because we've decided that we're actually going to till all this up and use the fence as the trellis area, just because we don't have trellis, and since we're looking to move, I don't want to invest a ton of money into trellising when we have fencing that'll work just fine. And then we actually, a little update, we decided that we're going to actually till up this whole back section too, that was behind the birdhouse, and then we tilled up pretty much this whole fence line on my mom's property along here. We're going to plant flowers, so any of those that are local here to the Reviving Garden, we'll actually be selling flower bouquets or just single stems. And ain't too much going on here, you know. I'm just kind of picking up, cleaning up, making things look nice and organized basically, and waiting on all this stuff to sprout, and then we got to wait for warmer weather so we can plant all this. We ended up buying a bunch of more herbs that we're going to plant. We're going to do some more herb back there with some succession planting with what's already up here in the front. So that's what we're doing today. Nothing really that exciting, but it's got to be done. I like having nice, tidy, clean areas, so that's what we're doing. Now you might be wondering why we're picking up these rocks, because the rocks don't matter really that much unless they're big, and you're right, but my neighbors actually bought this vacant house, and so they now own it, and so we still keep up with the lawn, they still keep up on their half of the lawn, so there's still lawn here, and we don't want to be mowing over those big old rocks. Plus, this whole property used to be, you know, a one-car garage plus a small little house, so there's a lot of building blocks and a bunch of other stuff that we don't really want in the garden. So it's not friendly to our plants because it doesn't provide them room to grow. It provides compaction. A lot of the clay stuff, that'll just change the composition of a soil and also increase the compaction, and we don't want that. Plus, the rototiller does not really like it either, because when it runs over it, when we till this up each year and do the grass, then it ends up shooting these big rocks, and I don't want my rototiller to be broke, since we've had a hard time trying to get people to help us to rototill it, and we don't necessarily have a ton of money at the start of this, since I've spent the last 2 years in and out of hospital. We've lost a lot of our life and the things that we used to own, and so money wasn't much of an option to get this land tilled up, and so we bought our own. And so I would like that rototiller over there to kind of last us a few seasons, at least until we get the income coming in to get a tractor. We do want to keep expanding this operation even once we move, but I do not want to do it having a ton of overhead in our back pockets. So we want to try and build this farm up. It's actually more of a garden right now, but commercially it's considered a farm. But we don't want to have this farm with a ton of overhead going out the door every time we bring an income to it. So we're trying to keep all of our expenses as low as possible, even once we start expanding on the land, expanding on the tractors, the implements, things like that, to make our lives easier, even labor costs. So that's kind of the reason why for that. Plus, why we pick up, we get a bunch of stuff like this, because there was a house here and there's property over there. We don't want throwing a bunch of trash in our garden. That's just going to suffocate things, especially if the trash is big enough to kind of lay over the plants. Sorry guys, this camera view's all over the place. I'm using a little attachment thing and it is not cooperating with me today. But we're still waiting on the plants to sprout, and there ain't much going on today. But here, that's a little update for what we're doing out today. Welcome everybody.
I will hold it, Daddy.
Here's another day to planting. We're not just planting crops, we're actually planting
flowers.
The flowers. Got my trusty helper today.
Yep.
And we're gonna plant all this with flowers, and then in between right here that we had last year.
Yeah.
Man, I'm not good with these angles. We have some raspberries, blackberries, kale, and blueberries over here. But, let's get to it. All right. And this is what we're planting.
Yep.
Just a mix. Gonna have all kinds of different things, and it's all gonna go right here. We're gonna turn them into bouquets. You ready, Keegan?
Yep.
Don't touch that. And that there is now finished. So we now have all this planted with wildflowers. Once they grow, then we'll end up harvesting them, selling the stems, not stems, and then making bouquets out of them. Might do a couple nice things for it too, like take it some of the rehab places that I've been to where I got to play bingo with the seniors. We'll figure something out, but that's a wrap on planting that. We went out, got a couple new tools to help with all the weeding in between the rows, which wish I would have had that stuff last year because it makes a difference. But we went ahead and along this end row, we replanted green beans. I don't know if the first batch is going to take or not. If they do, then well, we're going to have an excessive amount of green beans if half of them don't die just due to crowding. But if not, then we have a new batch of green beans now that the weather's been nicer. The weather kind of took a turn on us. I don't really know what's going on with the other stuff. Some of it's coming up, some of it's not. Don't really know. And then along the back side, we decided to do some bush snap peas because we don't really have any trellising, and with us potentially moving out of state, I don't want to spend a bunch of money on trellising stuff, and really all we have is this fence as far as trellising goes, which we have some pole snap beans that we've already planted here, but we're going to put some like cucumbers and stuff along this that we want to get off the ground. Last year didn't do so well, so we'll use the fence this year for the cucumber, and everything else just basically vines across here. And then obviously all this is going to be all of our squash, zucchini, and sweet corn. So, and we actually succession planted some more broccoli and cauliflower here in this first row towards the end. We just did a couple rows of each, and then we still have this spot right here. You can see this spot right here that we did broccoli and cauliflower, and it's actually sprouted, so that's good. So we'll have some that's already growing and some more that's in the process of growing. So we should have a decent amount. So that'll be cool. And well guys, we're back in the same day. I decided to take some soil temps and realized that the soil was good. So we're gonna level out this ground and we're gonna plant our sweet corn. And so I'll take you guys along for the journey with that. So hope you enjoy. Follow along. If you want to see the progress of our farm and how it expands over the years and what it looks like as the stuff begins to flourish and bloom, then don't forget to subscribe to the channel, give it a like, click the little bell button so you can stay up to date when we upload a new video. And until the next one, peace.